Well, welcome everyone to another episode of Women Like Me Stories in Business. I'm your host, Julie Fairhurst, and today I am so honored to bring this lady to you. Her name is Rangoli Gupta. She is a founder of Inner Beauty Mastectomy Wear and a passionate breast cancer awareness advocate. Her story is one of courage and reinvention and deep purpose. After discovering a breast lump during a busy season of career and family, she delayed getting it checked only to learn that it was cancer. This diagnosis changed the way she saw her body, her priorities, and her life. And after moving to Canada, she faced another kind of loss when her medical degree and her experience no longer opened the same doors for her here. So she decided that she was going to start her own business, and one that truly helps women in their deepest time of need. She speaks on stages and platforms to remind women that breast cancer can affect anyone and that listening to our bodies is not optional, it is necessary. This is going to be a conversation about health, identity, resilience, and the beauty that rises when a woman chooses to begin again. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. I know this is going to be such a an important conversation for so many women to hear. Would you like to tell our audience a little bit more about yourself?
Thank you, Julie, for the lovely introduction. Um, you've told basically everything, like my basic introduction you have already given. And
Okay.
yes, Julie is right. When I moved to Canada, I was at, uh, you know, I didn't have any doors open for me. My degrees in Canada, in India, and all my experience, the clinical experience which I had, was of no meaning here. So I was kind of lost. And then I realized the post-mastectomy care, which I felt was very much lacking in India, was about the same in Canada. Like if a woman here undergoes a mastectomy, she is not guided as well as she should be. Because I understand the health system here is they're very busy. They really don't have time. They're overworked. So they don't have the time to explain everything in detail. And I saw that gap and I decided to use my own experience, my health, my breast cancer journey, and my medical knowledge, and my compassion, or I would say my passion to work in this field to
Mhm.
help women uh, get back to their normal lives after the breast cancer diagnosis and surgery. So I decided to start this business. When I started, it was I, like there were so many questions, so many obstacles. I had no experience in this field, and I like in not running a business, I mean. And I was very bad with computers. I had hardly ever used a computer other than the usual browsing. So I had to learn everything. I took up a course in computers and I decided to design my own website. I made the whole website myself because I didn't have that much money that I can pay to professionals for that. And slowly, I have built it, brought it to a level, and I hope to uh, expand and grow in this business and help more and more women.
Yeah, beautiful. I love that you did it from the ground up. You had to learn how to use the computer and I didn't realize that. So good for you because I've seen your website. It's beautiful. You did a
Thank you.
fabulous job on
Thank
that.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So let can you take us back to the moment you first noticed that you had a lump and what was happening in your life at that time?
Okay, so I had just finished my residency. as you know, I'm an anesthesiologist, and it's a very long process to become an anesthesiologist. I had just finished my residency and a senior residency, we call it in India. And I had two little kids, very busy. I'd taken up a new job and in New Delhi. It was a long commute from my house to the hospital where I worked. And like I left early in the morning and got back home late at night every day, 6 days a week. So that was the kind of life. And my kids were growing up, they were just adjusting in a new school. So that was the situation. And I
Mm.
found a lump. Just accidentally, I found a lump, and I thought, oh, it's just a fibroadenoma. I just, being a doctor, you do that. I diagnosed it myself. I said, it's just a fibroadenoma. I've seen so many of them. It's okay. And I just forgot about it. Literally, I forgot about it. And 2 months later, again, I happened to touch, and I found that it was bigger and it was harder. Oh my
Mm.
God, that was such a shock. I'd never
Wow.
expected that would happen. So I consulted a doctor there in the hospital where I worked, and she sent me for a biopsy. Absolutely, she suspected cancer, and she sent me for a biopsy, and it was a cancer.
Wow.
And then everything came to a standstill.
Hmm.
Nothing else mattered anymore. Not the
Wow.
job, not the commute, not my colleagues, not work,
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah.
So, do you think you were putting your health, I guess your lifestyle was so busy, and of course you have knowledge of these types of things. So do you think you sort of put your health on the back burner?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And why do you think we as women tend to do that?
We just have too many roles to play.
Mm,
That's I think, and we take it upon ourselves. Even if
right.
no one is imposing on us, but we are brought up that way. We are taught, like we just look at other women in our lives, and that's what we learn.
Yes.
And we feel proud of that.
Yes.
Sadly, we feel proud of that. Look,
Yes.
I'm this, I'm that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but you don't realize what you're losing in the process.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
how did breast cancer change your relationship with your body? Or did it?
Uh, it was a big change. I just decided to go for a mastectomy. I was offered a lumpectomy, but I said no, I just want to get rid of the whole thing. And because I delayed the diagnosis, the size had become bigger. I went from stage 1 to stage 2, and so I had to undergo chemotherapy just
Mm,
because I delayed it so much. And then I was offered reconstruction, but I decided not to go for it because that meant more surgeries, more recovery time, more days in the hospital.
right.
And I wanted to get back to my normal life, not work, but to my children and my family. And I did get back to work very soon after treatment finished. But that was a lighter work. I decided not to continue with the same job. I changed
Right.
my job after a few months, took up something which was not very far away from my house. So the commute was not that long, and the working hours were also not that long. And I
Right.
started doing yoga. Those were the changes which I made. But with my body, to answer your question, it was a very, very emotionally disturbing situation. When I looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, I couldn't, um, it was hard to look at yourself. It's
Mhm.
the day and it's all also the chemotherapy and everything. Your skin changes, your hair are gone, and you just can't look at yourself in the mirror. That's
Wow.
so
Yeah.
the day I first wore the wig was a very happy day for me. And the day I wore a prosthetic and went out, I was like, I couldn't stay on the ground. It was such a
Oh,
happy feeling.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So what do you wish more women understood about early detection and paying attention to the changes in our bodies?
That's the most important thing. That's the most important. I was lucky I detected it still detected it at the second stage. And
Mm,
once we detected it, there was no delay. Like everything went just one after the other. And the surgery, the chemotherapy, all the decisions, they were easy for me because I already knew, right?
hmm
So, but if I had not taken action at that time, or not gone for the consult with the doctor, it would have grown, right? And then maybe I would have not survived. Now, it's been many years. I have survived. I've been very lucky. So the best thing you can do is detect it early, get treatment early. After that, it is 100% curable.
hmm
Now, I've lived so many years. Now my risk is the same as other women. It's not a higher risk.
Right.
So early detection is your only chance, I would say.
Wow.
It's most important.
Yes. Well, thank you for that. So you and your family moved to Canada.
Hmm.
And of course, you explained a little bit about the difficulties when you come to a different country with a different type of educate training and education. And I know you and I talked a little bit about that a few days back when we met.
Hmm.
What was it like going from the medical profession to learning completely new skills to survive? Because, I mean, I can only imagine to the training, the education, the energy it takes to become a doctor,
Yes.
and then for that to just be set aside.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really difficult. It was a struggle. When we landed here, the first thing I did was I worked in a store, like a grocery store. So I was standing at the counter doing billing and taking cash. I didn't even know what the coins looked like, the currency. Initially, I was just looking, oh, is this 25 or 5 or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So learning that, then speaking, like we talk differently. The terms we use, the phrases, the words, even though I can speak English, but there are so many things you have to learn the way Canadians speak. So learning that,
Mhm.
and the, small talk, because when I was in India, or all these years, I was a very shy person. I was always to myself. Like I worked in the OR. So an OR is a very confined space. You're not interacting with too many people. And I was a quiet, shy person. And now suddenly I have to interact with people and greet them, and like so after that job, I took up a job. I was applying for jobs like
Mhm.
left, right, and center. I wanted to get a better job that paid a little more. And I applied for so many jobs, like for lab assistants, for pharmacy assistants, and whatever was related to the medical field. For research assistant, I also did a course in clinical research, an online course. I tried there, but I didn't get a job there. Then I finally got a job in a medical clinic at the reception, the medical office assistant. That was again a challenge. I had to be on the phone all the time, booking appointments and helping
Wow.
patients who called. So that was again a lot of training
Yeah.
to talk all the time.
It must have been hard not to help.
Yes.
Yeah, because you know
Yes.
the answer, but you can't say the
Yes.
answer.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
if an anxious patient called, now I cannot reveal what I'm thinking, right? So
No, of course not. Of course. Wow. So was there when was the moment that you realized that you needed to reinvent yourself?
because that wasn't enough. Like I
Mm,
was, whatever I was getting paid, that didn't matter much. But I was like 8 hours every day I was working, and when I came back home, then all the housework,
yeah,
I didn't get any time for anything. So it was during that time because there I met a few ladies who had undergone mastectomies, and I could see that the situation in Canada was not very different from what it was in India. So I decided to do this. I wrote emails to a few of the companies that manufacture these products,
mhm.
and most of them didn't answer. Only one answered. So I got a lead from there, and that lady, she helped me a lot.
Oh,
I'm really thankful to her.
yeah,
She helped me. She encouraged
yeah,
me. She said, "Okay, I'll help you with the
yeah.
initial whatever you need."
Well, can you tell us what is it? So you've said a couple of times that the situation in Canada was very similar to what was happening in India. Well, what is that situation exactly?
Um, Here in India, it's absolutely a very bad situation, I would say, because the one reason is that people cannot afford those products because they're expensive. The difference here is that the government covers, so people can afford. There are still some women who cannot afford, but majority can. And but the thing which is the same, which is similar, is that the guidance. When you get out of the hospital, get discharged, many women, they are not told where to go, whom to contact. They have to fend for themselves. They have to go do Google searches, they have to ask here and there, and especially the elderly women who are not good with the computers, they have a hard time. They have to be dependent on their daughters. I've been contacted by many daughters
Oh,
for their mothers.
oh,
Yes,
wow.
yes,
So that's how Inner Beauty Mastectomy Wear began then.
yes, yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And so why was it important for you to create something specifically for women?
I relate to women. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's the main reason. I've been through this, and I know women, they do neglect themselves. They need this, and I'm just more comfortable with women.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Well, and I think when you were describing when you had your wig and then you put your prosthetics on, you said, you could hardly touch the ground. So what was that? Was it just feeling that you like what was that feeling
It
exactly?
that it brought back my confidence.
Mm,
Like when before that, when I didn't get the right size of the prosthetic, I got something makeshift, uh, but that wasn't the right size. There was asymmetry or whatever. My clothes didn't fit well, so I was always conscious that people are just looking at me, even though they were not. But I just felt that they're just
yeah.
looking at me, and you get that posture. You kind of slouch. You uh, like teenagers do.
Yes.
That same
Yes.
posture. Uh, you're not confident when you enter a room. So when I got the right size prosthetic, and I got the wig was earlier, like that was initial when the treatment was going on, but the prosthetic I got later, and it changed the way I walked. I
Mm,
suddenly felt complete, felt whole. Like
hmm.
before that, something was missing. And then
Yeah.
slowly the prosthetic became a part of my body. Now I
Hmm.
don't feel I'm wearing one.
Yeah. What do you think women need emotionally after breast cancer that other people might not understand?
They need to talk to survivors.
Hmm.
That's what I realize, that it's very important to give them hope, because these days when they're reading everything on the internet, you just read the worst things, right? So you need someone to tell you that no, this will not happen to you. But if you keep thinking this will happen to you, then there are chances that, you
Yes,
will not get good results. So it's very
right.
important to have a positive attitude during your treatment. And then that can be given to the person by giving them hope, telling them about experiences of people who have been through this.
Hmm.
And it's very important that they meet other people who have uh,
Yeah.
survived.
It's that knowing they're not alone.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So how has advocacy helped you heal?
Um, I would say what I feel is when I'm advocating, I feel that I'm probably saving someone from
Mm.
going to that extent of the disease. I'm telling them to be cautious, be aware, so that they can detect it in the first place early, like detect it in the first stage. So that gives me a kind of satisfaction. Okay, I'm doing my part.
Hmm.
I've been doing this for many years. Like even when I was in India, I volunteered with an organization, and I've been doing it. I've just been telling everyone, all women, that please do your self exams, go do get your mammogram, talk to your doctor. I've been telling them
Yeah.
all these years. Yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit about the products that you sell and how, because you do fittings,
Yes.
but you can also do, did I read correctly on your website that you can do it on through Zoom or some, or the internet
Yes,
as
yes,
well?
yes. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's not the best way to
No.
do it
Yeah.
through a video call or a Zoom call. Best is to do it in person.
Hmm.
But if somebody cannot do it in person, then a video call is better than just blindly ordering online. So the products which I have, they start from the day the surgery is done. Right after the surgery, you need a compression bra. And from there, the whole thing starts. When you go home after surgery, if you have a missing breast, that's how you look at yourself in the mirror, and that's how people look at you. Even if it's your family, it's kind of a shock for the family and for yourself. So it's best to, when you reach home, before that, you have something to replace the breast in your bra. So I give those, they're cotton puffs. At least they give an illusion, right?
Hmm.
And it gives an illusion of normalcy, even if it is not normal. So I give that, and then there are several other products which, like cushions and pillows, which make you comfortable in bed and in your car, and something to carry your drains. You can wear a mastectomy shirt which has pockets inside, so the drains are not visible outside.
Uh-huh.
So when you're walking out to the hospital or going somewhere, no one can see that you're carrying drains, or you're even coming from the hospital, right? Because you look absolutely normal.
Hmm.
I wouldn't use the word normal again, but
I understand what you
yeah,
mean.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I do. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So starts from there, and then as you recover, a few weeks later, you need some comfort bras, which you can sleep in, and those bras, those bras have been made just for this purpose, just for women who've just had breast surgery. It could be a reconstruction too, but mostly I work with mastectomy.
Hmm.
And after that, when you're healed, when the incision is properly healed, the drains are out, everything is done, bandages are out. About 6 to 8 weeks after the surgery, then I give a silicone prosthesis, and then you can also wear regular bras. Regular bras means bras which are mastectomy bras, but regular in the sense that they have all kind of patterns and styles. Some are lacy, some are plain, seamless, t-shirt bras. We have a whole variety
Mm.
of bras. So
Wow.
you will not feel that you're being denied something. Everything is
Yes.
available.
Yeah. Yeah.
Swimwear.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is
Wow.
pocketed swimwear, there's special swimwear, and there are special prostheses for swimming.
I did see that on your website.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. It's I think it's just so important what you're doing. Just so important. The emotional part of all of this must just be overwhelming for so
It is.
many.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. If
So, no, I'm
Yes.
sorry. Go ahead.
I said if I meet a woman right after her surgery, or even better, if I meet her before the surgery, I can really guide them.
Yeah.
I have guided a few ladies who met me before the surgery, and
Ah,
they were so thankful because they don't have to think then. They don't have to do the research of where should I buy this from, what I need. They don't even know what they need.
no, of course not. Of
Yeah.
course not. Yeah. And to have you there to be able to guide them through that whole process would be such a comfort.
Yes, it is. It is a
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So, what does inner beauty mean to you now?
I think beauty is both inner and outer. Um, but if you're not feeling beautiful outwardly, somehow your inner beauty gets, I would say, downplayed, or I don't have the exact word for that.
Hmm.
But if I feel that if you look good, you feel that you're looking good, you feel better inside. And then you are able to become a better person, happy person. When you're happy inside, you spread happiness. You can give happiness to others.
Oh,
But if you're not feeling good inside, you're not able to do that. To
no.
feel good inside, it's important that you look good outside.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. I just love that you said that because it's the truth no matter what's going on in your life.
Yes.
Yeah. And we should all be spreading some sort of happiness wherever we
Yeah.
go because people are,
Yeah.
people are hurting you never know how they're
Yeah.
hurting.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So how can listeners learn more about inner beauty, mastectomy wear, and how can they support your work?
Just spread the word. Just
Hmm.
if you meet someone who is going through this, just tell them about me, and tell them about what I do. That's all I need to do. Like, that's all I need from everyone who is listening to this. And
Hmm.
the other thing, take care of themselves, take care of their breast health.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So
These are the
on
key.
your website, they can, if I remember correctly, they can actually book an appointment with you.
Yes, yes,
Yes. And then there's products that they can have a look at.
yes.
It
They can
was
also order online.
Oh, they can also order off your website as
Yes,
well.
yes.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it was very, when I was reading it, you've done a great job for someone who said you didn't have any
Thank you.
computer skills. And it's very informative and easy to understand.
Mhm.
Not like a doctor wrote it, but very easy to understand, I found when I was reading it. And I passed that along to a friend of mine. So
Mhm.
I hope that she'll find some comfort in what you're doing and maybe find some help as well. So yeah.
Mhm.
So if you could leave women with one powerful reminder today, what would that be?
I would like to say to all women that yes, we have a lot of roles and responsibilities, but we can fulfill all those roles and responsibilities only when we are healthy and happy. A happy mother uh, is a lot better than a sad mother or a frustrated mother or unhappy mother, I would say. And same goes for a wife. So if you are happy inside, if you're healthy inside, only then you can fulfill your roles uh, fully, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So take care of yourself, take care of your health.
Yeah.
Don't neglect your health. Put
Yes.
your happiness first. We always have this habit of putting our happiness last.
Yes. We are so bad at doing that.
Yes, yes,
Yes, because we tend to put everyone ahead of us. But I think what sometimes we forget is that if we're the, if we're the caregivers of the family and we need to be there for others, then it's just like the most important thing we can do, because if we get
mhm,
ill, we can't take we're no good to anyone.
yes.
Yeah. So, wow. Well,
So
I
we
appreciate you so much for coming on and doing this. And I want to let all of our listeners know that I will have in the show notes, there will be her website and lots of information. So, and if you know of any women that are going through this, help them out by spreading the word, because um, they might not even have the energy to search it out.
yes,
Just, yeah. So they need help, and they might not know where to go for help, but we have some beautiful help here. Ragnoli is here and willing to help. So all of her information will be in the show notes. So again, I would just love to thank you so much for doing this. I think what you're doing is so incredibly important, so incredibly important, and it's bad enough the stress that a woman goes through dealing with this, but to know that there is some help on the other side, which is so important. So thank you
thank you.
for everything you do.
Thank you, Julie.
You're
You're doing
welcome.
a great job too. I
Oh, well,
admire you
thank
for
you.
that.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone. Well, that's the end of our podcast for today. And I would like to thank you all for being here. And we will see you again on the next episode of Women Like Me Stories in Business. Take care, everyone.
Take care.